Hello and welcome, I'm MotoristX and welcome to an edition of Lore Wheel Drive, where I talk about niche automotive lore, history, and subjects of the like. Today, I'll be sharing with you a brief history of Spoon, and later on, we'll take a look at some of the greatest cars this team has developed. But before we dive into any of that though, I do want to recommend subscribing to my channel if you'd like to learn more about automotive operations and topics like this. When it comes to me making content, I make content for different types of car enthusiasts, but with this series in particular, this is for anyone who's a history buff, a spec nerd, or a taxonomy master. Essentially, if you love to classify different cars and really understand the lore and history behind so many different nameplates, Lore Wheel Drive is going to be a series for you. Now, having said all that, let's dive into Spoon. Spoon is a tuning company and motorsports team that is dedicated to proving how capable Hondas could perform on the track. It was established in 1988 and was founded by a man named Tatsuro Ichishima, who himself was a racing and test driver for Honda. But if we really want to get to the deep origins of Spoon, let's go back to 1985. During this year, Ichishima held a strong appreciation for Hondas, so much to the point where he took it upon himself to perfect these machines. Ichishima took his first steps of accomplishing such by modding his very own Civic EAT of the same year. He ended up transforming what used to be an economy hatchback into a full-blown Group A race car in the JTC3 class. This entire process lasted 3 years, and it ended in 1988 when he finally entered the car into the Japanese Touring Car Championship in the JTC3 class. After thoroughly being excited with some of his results, Ichishima then set his sights on continuing his work with many more Hondas. This same year would be the year he organized a team that would help him accomplish his goals, a special team that has grown into what we know and love today as Spoon Company Limited. During the company's early days, Honda Racing and Mugen provided Ichishima with parts for his first few builds, and in return, he provided Honda Racing and Mugen with the data on their parts. This exchange served as the basis for Spoon's development, and today it has allowed both Honda Racing, Mugen, and Spoon themselves to grow into the corporations and organizations they are today. Now, looking over the years, Spoon has entered their cars into series like the Japanese Touring Car Championship, Super Taikyu, and a few other championships across the world, but that's pretty much where all their focus lies. They don't really produce any production versions of their cars except for the few demo cars they have, nor do they really sell or work on any street-oriented mods like Mugen does. All of their focus has been directed towards producing competitive race spec aero, track-oriented handling mods, and race-ready ECU tunes too. Spoon's definitely more of that track-oriented Honda tuner. If you want something a little bit more streetable or more street-oriented, that would probably be Mugen or Modulo, but Modulo is more of a body kit brand. If you're looking for more performance accessories and mods, Mugen's definitely the way to go. Now, I have given you a brief history over Spoon, but in a little bit, we're going to actually take a look at some of their most unique builds that have really left their mark on the Japanese automotive industry. Before we dive into the gallery though, let me clarify a few things. Number one, cars are only going to be named by their year, company, model, and trim level. I'm not going to be using any generational codes, chassis codes, or sub-trim level names. Number two, some of the cars in this video might have multiple engine options available, but for the sake of this video, I only chose the specs for the option that was either the most popular or the one that had the most information on it. Number three, some cars also might have figures that just weren't publicly attainable, so for some of these cars you will see that they will have data slots indicating that data just simply was not available. Number four, few of the specs that I do have in this gallery will probably not be 100% accurate. So for any really questionable specs that I had, what I ended up doing was taking similar cars of the same class and era compared to the car in question, and I basically took those numbers from those cars and I just pretty much estimated how well the car in question might be expected to perform just based on the numbers that I got from those other cars, both similar in class and similar in its era. And number five, taking into consideration the previous 4 points, I want you to understand and know that I have done my best to provide you with both accurate and precise information for all of the cars that are going to be listed in this gallery shortly. Now that I have given you a brief history over Spoon, and now that I have addressed the side notes for the gallery, let us dive into the hyper-built track-focused Hondas known as Spoon. So guys, if you liked what you saw, go ahead and leave a like and consider subscribing to see more content like this. If you want to see me do this with another car brand, model, or type, comment down below which brand, model, or type you want to see me cover next. Other than that, I want to let you know once more that I am MotoristX and that this was an edition of Lore Wheel Drive.